So scary offensively at times, but this man's been scary all afternoon. He was 5 of 5 from the three-point line. Frank's just pulled up. He was able to knock it down. They're 6 of 11 from the field. That is Gabby Robinson. $50 Kmart gift card going your way, Gabby, and they have an amazing amount of fun every time they go to an NBL game. So congratulations, all thanks to Kmart. That's it, Gabby. It's good. This is Samuel. Crept it over the front of the iron. His first bucket of the afternoon.
Done with a bit of peroxide too. I like him already.
Yes, he has.
Frank, Samuel, Moss, Kadee, and Adigba down this end. Daniel Johnson turns down to 3 and lobs up a little floater. I don't know if that was a pass or what he was thinking. He got it to go.
Harris plays well. You're right, Emma. He's good. He gets him going. He moves that ball. He's active. He finds the open man.
Their man John Guarna is courtside. John, what happened at quarter time? We'll get back to John in a moment. Hunt and Harris with the offense. Mike. And Kaisotto went for his first minutes. Took until the second quarter.
I was wondering where he was. He started last game, didn't he?
Wasn't quite set. Stigbo was trying to fight over it. Nice move. Too easy, though, to be fair. As Frank gets all the way to the bucket. He loves that left hand, coach.
He does. He does well. Yeah, you're right. That's too easy. You can't just let a guy drive from the three-point line all the way to the basket without someone stepping in.
As Moss reaches in. That'll be his first. Actually, he's second now.
It must be hard as a first-year coach, coaching guys that you, like Shane said, you didn't pick these guys. You take what you get, but as a head coach, you want to be able to make that decision on who you want to bring in and who you haven't brought in. So it must be hard as a head coach.
And I think guys that fit the style of play that you want to play. Right. I think right now for CJ, he has to be able to work out a style that fits the team he's been given. Right. Not necessarily. And that's why I think it'll be interesting next year, because we'll get an idea of how he wants to play as a coach and whether he can go and get the players that fit that style.
Right. Samuel the other end, little pick and roll. He was able to find him with the pocket pass, and he was able to get the little floater to go. He's got 4. Then we go the other end. Have a look at this. A little finesse. And then another one, Mitch McCarron just went to work. As he tries to off the inbound, that's long. Harris again. Just drops it for Kaisotto. That won't go, but Hiram Harris again, boys. We continue to talk about it. Sounds like a broken record, but his ability to come in as he started last week in his first NBL start and energize the team with a contagious type of way that he goes about it. But it's the same here. He's coming in. They needed something, be it an offensive rebound or keeping the ball alive. At the defensive end, he's working himself into bigger minutes.
Well, he's only got 1 assist, but to be fair, there's been a couple of great passes that he's thrown to DJ in particular. Another chance to get one here after a nice good pass, but he's playing with some really good poise as well. And I reckon every team needs a Harris. You need a scrapper. You need somebody that doesn't need high usage and isn't going to have to take a lot of shots to have an impact in the game.
Somehow got that to go. No Hungry Jacks yet. For the basketball fans of Queensland, here is Samuel. 4 points, great pass. Kadee went back door.
I don't know what was said, but Brisbane have done a better job of scoring in this first and second quarter. I mean, because their last 4 or 5 games, they've struggled. So whatever Coach Duncan has said to them is worked. And it didn't hurt that Jason got hot early as well.
Harvey King just got caught ball watching. Kadee Made a really good read, recognised it out of the corner, and just a great back door.
Franks again, too easy.
The left. See him with the left.
He loves that left over Soto. 8-point lead. 5 offensive rebounds for Brisbane, 7 for Adelaide, giving each of the teams extra opportunities. And Brisbane taking them right now. King got it.
And this is a much different team if Sobey, obviously if Sobey's playing, but Sam McKinnon has to be thinking, how do we hold on to Sobey, because you lose a star like that and certainly hurt you.
Great pass, Daniel Johnson. It was a lead pass to Soto. You've got Hack going up for the two-hand flush. And there we go. We're here in our effects mic. There's going to be a challenge.
Should a jump ball if it's overturned?
Well, it's a good question CJ Bruton asks, because I'd assume it would be. I'm not sure where the ball actually went after he missed the dunk. But I would say it would be a jump ball, although CJ's suggesting that he should, or his team should hold on to it.
Of course he is. You head coach?
Let's have a look. Well, if it's there ain't much in it.
That certainly did not look like it was a foul. I think sometimes it can look like there's a foul, so the referee guesses there was a foul because there was a bit of a wind-up. And because of the fact that he missed the shot, it's almost like the ref believes that it's a foul. But it
They'll
wasn't.
win this.
No, that's it.
They have to win this.
It'll be successful. This will be a jump ball.
Coach's challenge is successful. The ball was overturned. We've got a jump ball in the centre circle. Brisbane get their time out. And
You're on fire, Cam. You are on fire, bro.
I'm having a nice afternoon on the coach's challenge. As we'll go back to a jump ball. John Guana courtside, mate. What do you got about Adelaide?
Yeah, the Adelaide 36ers gone to this big lineup with Daniel Johnson and Kaisotto, and it's given the Bullets a bit of problems on the offensive end. Defensively, Adelaide struggling a little bit to match the guard play of the Bullets with their two bigs, but certainly effective play between Soto and DJ so far since they've gone to the big one.
Not missing a beat courtside, John Guana. Hungry Jacks NBL. Earlier today was Sydney, fairly comfortably over Tasmania.
I'm putting DJ on the box, swing, drop it in, and let him go to work. Because he's a willing passer, so if they come with a double team, he will find the open guy. But he's so good on that box. Just simple basketball.
Soto for three. Wiggins wants to push. Franks. Dufemar got him on the arm. As he was getting downhill, he'll go to the foul line for two. This sort of arena, Hammer, how long has this building been around for? Was that a part of when you were playing? They've just renamed? Was it been renamed?
No, I think it's relatively new. I went there for the first time calling a Boomers game a few years ago, and really good venue. Great venue.
Great.
Yeah, really good atmosphere there, and it's like it's sort of sunk in a little bit like the old Adelaide venue as well.
The old Bunnings Warehouse, Clipsal Powerhouse.
That's the one. But I think it's a good home for the Brisbane Bullets.
What was it hold? Five and a half?
I think it might be, it's around 5, maybe a smidge less. It's loud though when this team starts to get going. Digba wants to run, finds Kadee. He wasn't, well, he was half ready for it, still bobbled it. In the end, it didn't matter. He's having a huge night. He's chasing Kadee. And Digba again, we spoke about him pre-game. Kadee's got 18. Digba's been coming up the bench. 4 points, 4 boards. Throw a couple of assists in as well for the next start. Weakness mode has grabbed Kaisotto's arm.
We've seen a lot of Patterson, haven't we?
No, we have not. Only got the 1 foul as well. Less than 9 minutes he's played.
Let's assume that Patterson doesn't get picked up by Brisbane. Is there any other team in the league you think picks him up?
I think with the talent that he has, you look at him, but you'd have to get in shape. I'm just keeping it real. We know how good he can be if he's in shape. And I would have to, if I'm a general manager before I signed him, he'd have to be in the contract.
Just quickly, a little look to you here, because I think it was Kaisotto that got grabbed by weakness. Todd Withers was like, look, I'll take these foul shots.
We've all been there.
Yeah, you would just walk.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you too.
Had players look at me and go, but I'm an old fat.
You know,
I'll help you out.
James Duncan was up to it. There's some confusion here. Now, they're in the bonus, so it should be 2 shots. Or maybe the stats we're looking at here is the...
They might be getting a replay to see who was actually fouled.
A bit more advice from the referees there, telling the teams to head to their coaches and have a quick chat.
No one's running in, are they?
No, there's not really, no real playoff intensity about the...
Put it on the line. You can run suicide for me. Get in here, let's go.
John Guana's courtside. He might be able to tell us what's going on. John, what do you got for us, mate?
Yeah, well, on the big screen it said 14 fouls for Brisbane. The Bullets bench was saying that it was 14 fouls as well, so there was a bit of confusion thinking whether it was the 4th or the 15th foul. Obviously now it's the 5th. Nice little side note though, head referee Vaughn Mabray getting a bit of love from the crowd here. There was a Vaughn chant. Shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Fine.
I can't believe it either.
I can't either. Is he from Brisbane or something? Or?
I have no idea. Withers makes the second. It might have been after the successful challenge, maybe. I do not know.
Maybe they're saying Dawn or something.
Oh, weakness. Straight down the middle, goes past Tupamaya and lays it in. 2 points, his first of the night. That leads 11. Soto inside, guarded by Samuel, got the height advantage. You got it to go on the little jump hook.
Good take by the big fella.
Go back to it.
Weakness, wide open, nothing but Brisbane air.
Didn't even look like it was going, did it?
And Desch is going to try and make a pay at the other end. He can't. Tupamaya keeps alive. Can Withers do it? Yes, he can. Straight on threes down. Leads back to 6. Digba got it. He is becoming impressively more confident and impressive and skillful every time we see him.
Looks like he's walking on air, doesn't he? Just down that floor quick and get off the ground quick.
On cue. He just ran out of places to go. He couldn't quite find a teammate before he came back to the court.
Good energy though. We spoke about that before. Being able to make plays at the defensive end and look at things in transition. Just needed to be able to keep his dribble alive a little bit more on that occasion. save him, but he's got some go about him.
Lamar Patterson re-enters, coach.
Finally.
Stu for Meyer. Got to where he wanted to go and was able to get it to go. Tough move. Real tough.
Both teams have become a little bit stuck.
McGarren, great pass. Ded's great cut. And in the end, it was too easy. Leads back to 4. Is out to 11. Middle stages of this second quarter. Digba for 3. Long. Johnson and Franks. Johnson comes up with it. It's a 5-on-4 as Franks picks himself up at the other end. And Withers couldn't take advantage of it. Kadeeg. In his first 5, he's now 5 of 8.
You still got 2 more. Let it go, son.
That's 3. That's good. And that leads back to 1. It was 11. It's back to 1.
Great extra pass too. Came out of the post. Straight to do for my extra pass to depth in the corner. Starting to make a game of it. The first team that plays defense in this game has a chance to be able to win.
I'm going to say that.
To really stamp their authority on this game, because 47-46 with 3 to go in the half.
That's a lot of points.
Wow. To finish strong. That's what is in everyone's mind.
That's right.
And sometimes you forget. Depth charts for your next contract.
That's exactly right.
And I mean this in all seriousness when I asked this question, Hammer, because you had a situation this year where playoffs were out of the
Very early.
Like, so how hard is it to actually do what you want, or you are suggesting these coaches have to do?
Well, and like we were, you're just trying to get players to believe that you can win that game, but you have to do it against more talented teams by playing with energy. You have to outwork other teams and do things that others probably aren't prepared to be able to do, and you give yourself a chance to be able to win games that people don't think you can.
And both these coaches in this particular team, as Patterson, Ding turns down the first one, Patterson doesn't, has to force it, shot clock expired in the background, not sure that sure rim. So both these coaches should be stressing to their teams, and they should believe it, that they can win this game. Dead's great move, because they're playing, these are 2 fairly evenly matched teams, considering how the NBL's gone this year.
And I think in a coach, in this situation, you've got to play people that are giving you the energy and doing the things that you want. And the players that aren't, you just got to bench them. And players learn that if I want to play minutes, I can moan all I want, you know, to my mates and to my partner and whatever. But unless you buy in, you're not going to get a chance to be able to finish the season on a high.
That's exactly right.
Kadeeg, great pass. He finds Ding Dang, who rolls to the bucket. As Frank's, my apologies, he's got 13. Should have made. And then the Bullets will try and make him pay. Patterson right at Harris. And that's an offensive foul.
It was like a bulldozer. And then he's surprised that it's an offensive foul.
He's not surprised. He knows what's happening. He'll drop that big shoulder in somebody's chest and expect him
Twice.
to stand there.
Second foul for Patterson. Here's McCarron. Johnson gets deep. Great pass, Harris. Got to where the big man can go to work. We've seen time and time again. He's got 14. Opened the game with 2 straight threes.
He's been solid. No, isn't he? He's searching. He's searching.
I like it.
I do too.
And Adelaide in front. As we get into the last 20 seconds of this first half. Patterson wants to take it right at Daniel Johnson and does it very successfully. To ends the first half. McCarron, that'll be late anyway. 3-quarter court heave, but in the end, this is entertaining. Not a great deal of defense as we've touched on, but it's entertaining. Lamar Patterson able to end. He's got 8 in that first 20 minutes. They had an 11-point lead, and they have the lead at the main break. Going to get to John Kwana shortly. He's going to run down. I think he might be going to get our next star. Tom Digbo, who is downstairs. All right, John, take it away.
Yeah, guys, I've got Tom Digbo with me. Tom, 6 points, 4 rebounds at the half. You're playing with a lot of confidence these days. Where's the confidence coming from?
I think from all the ups and downs I've been through this year, I just managed to stay focused, and my confidence just kept coming.
Adelaide's made it a close one at the half. What do you got to do to turn it around and close off for a win today?
So I think we just got to get them up the offensive rebound, because they're a good rebounding team. And the rotations on defense, just know how to rotate. That's what's going to keep us. And just take the rebound and run, too. That's what's going to keep us from winning.
Well, thanks, Tom. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good first half by the French next star, Tom Digbo. That's good first half. All round. 1 point lead for Brisbane. Plenty of highlights. Don't go anywhere. Leonard Copeland, Shane here to break it all down on the other side of this. NBL. Part of champion round. John Guana's courtside. John, who you got?
I've got Adelaide 36ers assistant coach Jamie Perlman with me. Coach, your guys allowed the Bullets to shoot 60%. What do you got to do to slow them down in the second half?
Yeah, look, your D was hot in that first quarter. You know, sometimes players have those types of games, so we need to play them a lot tighter, be more aggressive with him in pick and roll situations. So that was the first quarter, and the second quarter was transition. You know, they really pushing the ball really hard at us, so we've got to be better in that space as well. If we can get those two things under control, you know, we're definitely putting enough points ourselves on the boards. I think we can come over the win.
You got DJ going there. What else you got to do to pick up the win this afternoon?
Oh, I just think keep targeting DJ, and then they're going to help on the DJ. He's going to make the extra pass to get those other shots.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Jamie Perlman there with John Guana. You would have played against Jamie Hammond, wouldn't you?
Did. Great defender.
He was
tough.
He was.
Came after you every night. Every night.
CJ Bruton in his first year. James Duncan likewise down the other end. As you get ready to go for the second half. Wigness, Franks, Drimic, D and Patterson for Brisbane. Withers, McCarron, Johnson, Harris and Detch. For the visiting Adelaide 36ers are away. McCarron guarded by Kadee. Withers. Brisbane have the tradition of actually standing up at the start of the second half as well. All clubs, I think, in the NBL have the tradition of starting at the start of the game until your opposition scores, but they bring the heat in the second half. As Drimic, he can't bring the heat himself, and now we'll push through McCarron.
McCarron's got to get going a little bit. He's got to be a little bit more aggressive. I speak about this every time I call a game for Adelaide, but I just know what he can do. I know he can score. Sometimes he's probably a little bit too unselfish for him to even, you know, to have 2 points. It's just going, he was getting triple doubles. He was a machine. And then when Melbourne United picked him up, he had all these superstars around him. And his job was to be a facilitator, so he was passing the ball. Now he's got to get out of that mind frame right now because he needs to score. I mean, let's be honest. He doesn't have any explosive.
Harris inside the Johnson, who's got deep. And Drimic fouled him. He disagrees. But Daniel Johnson will go to the foul line for 2.
I get the impression that Lamar and Duncan don't really get along. I get that impression. I've seen it. There's a lot of times when early in the first quarter, Duncan will take Lamar out that game. And usually you don't do that with your imports, your superstar imports. I see things that other people don't see.
I feel like that's a little bit like that with Soap.
Really?
I don't know whether I'm reading into it as a fan, you know, on the couch, being able to watch that, but, you know, I sort of admire that from Duncan. He's prepared to come in and make a statement for what he wants to be able to do. No matter who the player is, if you're going to play a certain style, you've got to keep everybody accountable. And the best players want to be coached. They want to take a step to the next level and improve their game and buy in.
You send that message, though. If you can take your superstar to the game straight away, anybody else can get taken out. So, come on, Jason.
Wigness chases it down, but couldn't quite find Drimic. McCarron was up to the task. Brisbane had an 11-point lead in the second quarter. Johnson. Lead stays at 3 as Wigness tries to push. Inserted into that starting 5. Maybe a little way to try and get that energy you spoke about, Coach, at the start of the game. Here is Patterson. Withers came over. It ended up almost being a triple team. It was enough to stop Lamar from scoring. That's a great play. Harris finds Daniel Johnson. And James Duncan's had a couple of timeouts in the last couple of rounds, Homer, where he stood, which means our cameras can't get in there, and he's just let rip.
Maybe one of them coming up.
Might well be.
As the intensity you get back on defence. And you see Patterson that time, he went in against 3 players, took a shot, got blocked, then turned around and was complaining to the referee whilst they're laying it at the other end. And you look at someone like Harris that we've pumped up all night because he's just had that energy to be able to make really good decisions and play with the energy that I'm sure the Brisbane Bullets have won. It looks like Patterson's out of the game for that reason. You call
And so it should be. I mean, you're our superstar, you're our leader. If you don't want to get back on D, then no one else is. You got to play defense like everybody else.
Jeez.
Here we go.
It's been a bit of a rough run here. It is actually a 20-4 run. It has turned the game around for Adelaide when Brisbane are in total control.
And let's not take anything away from Adelaide. They're playing good basketball. But if I'm Brisbane and I'm their coach, I'm playing who wants to play. My job's on the line just like your job's on the line. You don't want to play? Come on over here and sit with me, and I'm going to find 5 guys that will give me maximum effort.
It's like what we spoke about before. You've got to set a standard, you know, when you talk culture and all of these traits and all of the things that, as a new coach, you're trying to be able to bring. Well, you're the head coach.
That's right.
To work here. Digba came in, gave great minutes. Continues it. Nothing but net. Exactly what James Duncan called. He's got 9, leads back to 2.
He's been good. And again, it came from Jason Kadee using the pick and roll.
4 assists on the night for Jason Kadee to go with his 18 points. In perfect position.
They work well together, man. He looks for Daniel Johnson. He's such a willing passer as well.
And it's part of what's built in for their system because they're trying to front DJ. So the natural thing is for Harris to get that energy, get to the free throw line, does it well. Did it? He sprinted to that spot, automatically knowing he was going to throw it over the top, and he's made some really good decisions.
Kadee. Guarded by Detch. 4-point hole the Bullets find themselves in. Wigner's got a running start. Couldn't get it over some outstretched arms of the 36er defense. Here is Daniel Johnson. Double team coming. Great pass though, finds Withers for 3 and he knocks it in.
They're playing good basketball now.
And you mentioned Daniel Johnson's passing ability. Get him in the block, make him make the right decisions or allow him to make the right decisions, and that was a good one there.
Go back to it.
Ding loses it. And his lead at 7. And there's some lackluster intensity from Brisbane right now, which is a concern. McCarron finds Detch for 3. Weakness, great bounce pass. Kadee on Harris. Good defense by Harris. Did enough to force Kadee into the miss. He gives away a little frustration bump to Todd Withers.
And grabs another 2.
And you're right, Cam. They're the sort of plays that we're talking about. You have a look at Harris get down the court, and he was able to put enough pressure on Kadee, but just didn't fall into the fact that he had to foul him and give one of the better free throw shooters in the league 2 easy ones. He did enough, put him off, and he stayed in the game. Little plays that he won't get a stat for that, but that'll show up on the video session. Don't worry about that.
And that's why he's gone from not playing a great deal of minutes to starting for this Adelaide team. What a pass. McCarron goes back door and Daniel Johnson finds him right on the button.
Clinic, isn't it?
Really good read from McCarron. He was about to come off a staggered screen on the other side, but they tried to top block him, so he went back door. Got a little easy one.
Moss needs it. Got it. His first bucket of the night. As McCarron just runs straight over Digba. And now McCarron had some advice for the next star.
Here we go.
Digba trying to chat. McCarron not having a bar of it.
Nothing wrong with a little rumble in the jungle. I like it.
6 the difference. And it was to no avail as Dufamai gets into passing lane, finds Death, who gets fouled. Jadee pleads his case. It'll fall on deaf ears as he'll go to the bench.
They've got some good pieces, that
Third foul.
Like when you look at the foundations that they've got, and obviously DJ's a big part of that, but Dench is a big part, McCarron. And then you had some pieces like what we were talking about Harris, that he plays with some effort.
Yep.
I just think it's the recruiting of their imports that they've got wrong.
Right.
If you want to take this team, if you add the Sydney Kings imports to this team, they look completely different.
100%.
Keeping in mind you got Cam Bairstow and Isaac Humphries, who Isaac's barely played, and Cam Bairstow has injuries concerns. I couldn't tell you that right now, but part of the program this year, which gives more credit to your conversation. John Guana's courtside. John.
Yeah, guys, Adelaide's done an awesome job here in this third quarter, really packing the paint and keeping Brisbane from getting out in transition. The Bullets were really struggling in the half court, and then offensively, Adelaide just doing the smart thing. Give the ball to DJ and let him make something happen. He's a mismatch. Brisbane's still playing small. They got Franks guarding DJ. He can do what he wants in the post and take it outside, open up the paint for cutters like McCarron, Harris, and so on.
Absolutely, John.
John Guana courtside. Here's Weegis. Tries to break down Dufamai, gets all the way to there. Bucket, and it somehow rolled out.
See, I think at the other end, though, you talk about the strengths that DJ's got at one end, as we said. Great finish from Dufamai. That if you can have a disadvantage with Franks on DJ at one end, you've got to maximise him at the other. So now he's got the foot speed and the mobility to be able to take DJ to the three-point line and use his shot off pick and pops, or use his rip-throughs against DJ, who's not a great defender of the pick and roll or one-on-one from the three.
Right. Makes sense.
A lot of sense. There's Moss. Digba turned down the three. Tough shot. Franks, though, in the right place at the right time and able to get it to go. And again, on a relatively quietish night for Robert Franks. A double-double. He's got 15 and 8. He's flirting with yet another double-double. So he's the type of guy who fits into a system and gives you what you need.
I like Franks. I think we could try to bring him. We want to try to bring him back.
For sure.
I agree.
For sure.
As we see DJ impersonating Dirk from the free throw line with a little one-footer.
Digba takes the bump. It'll be 2. Referee signals for 2. And that's credit to Sam McKinnon as well. You mentioned it before about putting a team together. He's been able to find Vic Law and Robert Franks in successive years.
I mentioned that. Great recruiting.
He did.
Great recruiting. 2 quality imports. I mean, 2 of the top imports in the league. They both can play.
They didn't keep him.
They didn't keep him.
They did not. Yeah, you got to get someone to the club.
Come on, Sammy.
If the money's somewhere else.
Open up that purse, Sammy.
But it comes back to your point. That's where you need to lock Franks in now.
That's right.
Because I don't know what he's like, behind the scenes and what sort of trainer he is or what he's like in the locker room. But as far as what he brings to the league, you can slot other people in around him.
Here's CJ Bruton.
Driver, contain him, stay in front. We've got to do a good job boxing out flanks. We've got the left hook. And again, now we're wide elbow on the wide. Hey, so on this wide, hey, throw here. This guy jumps up. As he goes down, throw to DJ, turn and face DJ. As he comes down, pose. Come in, sprint up, slip. This one, at the rim. If you don't have a TJ, DHO. Alright, cut. DHO.
Okay.
You look at H, DHO. Good. Now screen from Rose. Rose going in, coming up, and you're slipping that. Charge looking for you. Cut.
9-point lead for CJ Bruton's men.
Obviously, CJ knows.
Dominates his quarter.
He's been around. CJ's won 6 championships, so he knows the game. You know, his family is synonymous for basketball in this country, so he knows what he's talking about. He just needs the pieces to make it work.
Took Hammer's job, didn't he? Point guard of the Sydney Kings.
Did he?
Well, when I'm retired.
Oh, well, you played another 12 years after that, didn't you?
I actually took...
You retired for 3.5 weeks.
Now, you know what I did? I did retire because I'd had enough. And then got brought out of retirement to go to the NBA.
There you go.
Only lasted a couple of months before I got cut.
It's all right. You got
back to
paid.
Europe.
You got the money. Show me the money.
Leads at 9. Here's Deck. Spins on weakness. Tough. Couldn't finish with the left. It's always hard when a player chases down a ball when it's run out of court, then try to point like it's your build. Isaiah Moss was desperate and changed his tack for the last second. 14 on the shot clock. 9-point lead for Adelaide. King couldn't get it to go. Nine-point lead. King right up Withers. Sunday Deb's got the hand in. He will be on Withers.
He's another one of those guys that have been around for a couple of years, but he's having a better year this year with the Brisbane Bullets. We had him in Sydney. He's on the verge of playing minutes, but when you sign guys, big-time superstars, then he probably didn't get the opportunity that he deserved.
Guys, what's holding him back? Why wasn't he playing for the Kings?
I think, look, he certainly had the athleticism. In practice, he was great. Just younger. I think he wasn't ready yet. He'd make mistakes, the kind of mistakes that would hurt you in the game. You couldn't put him in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, because you're playing a little bit nervous and you make those mistakes. But again, that comes with time, and that's what he's getting this year. And that's probably why he's playing a lot better this year. But he would be a rebounding fool in practice. I mean, and then you put him in the game and you get 5 or 6 rebounds. But then there was the smaller mistakes that would hurt him. Sometimes coaches tend to point their finger at younger guys making a mistake rather than a veteran guy making a mistake.
Only turnover number 5 there for Adelaide on the night. They've looked after the ball. King couldn't get it to go. Referee says it's going to stay.
122.
You go the other way. Harris picks up his second foul. Darren picks up his second. Krebs able to break down Mojave King. Help defense, no good. 3 points the old-fashioned way after a nice little friendly rim. That leads 5. King trying to get it going. That's not it.
It's been interesting his couple of years, hasn't it? He came to the league, there was so much hype with Josh Giddey and
it was comparable to conversations at times.
Yeah, and you know, he's got a great body type and didn't quite work out at Cairns. He's looked for another option, but it doesn't seem like he's been able to take that next step forward at the same time. It doesn't mean that he can't, but it's probably just been a slower development than what we all probably hoped or wanted to be able to see.
I'm sure it's slower for him as well, because you're right, when he came into the league, it was all about him going to the NBA.
Weakness, you know, never came to the sort of level of what we're talking about with those guys, but when he came out of the AIS, he came with a whole lot of hype as well about what he was going to be able to do. That's his second air ball. It blows me away that you can go through something like the AIS and still haven't fixed your shot. And for him, he's a great athlete as well. He has to work on his game to be able to make sure that he's a 40% shooter from open threes in the corner. That's what you need to be able to be when you're a role player, because the other aspects of his game, obviously he's a great athlete, can get up and in defensively, can put the ball on the floor and get to the paint as well. But you know, you need to continue to learn the IQ and then how to become a really valuable player around the stars on the team to be able to earn court time.
He takes a seat.
The other thing out of all that is it just spells how good a league this is.
Absolutely.
Because you think you can just come in easy and go, yep, I'm here I am, I'm ready to go. But you're playing against legitimate guys, and so many guys now trying to use this league to get to the NBA and have.
Fits nicely in the exact same conversation as Xavier Cooks and the Boomers and Brian Gorgia we had earlier this afternoon. Depth not just to this league, but Australians around the country, as Samuel does.
I think there's a little foul in that one.
They've done a good job, like you were saying, Copes, of really trying to get him on the block. That was important, and now still only the fourth team foul.
But DJ's so crafty with that ball in his hand.
Nakakatawa naman si Pax Boy. Binanata mo sa Express Impo.
King. Got it.
That's nice.
It's a nice move by the young man. That wouldn't have counted anyway, but the lead is 5. Mojave King's got 4, the lead is 5. Don't go anywhere. Champion round continues with the fourth quarter from Nissan Arena on the other side of this.
Live na live po tayo, live na live.
Good news, Lifesavers has launched a new range of Fruit Tingles chocolate balls and chocolate block. It's available now in supermarkets. And the new chocolate range, Coach, is a fun new way to enjoy the iconic and nostalgic Fruit Tingle. Lifesavers we all know and love, so make sure you get involved.
I love them.
I know you do.
How do you know?
I watched that devour about 4 packets about 2 weeks ago.
36 fellas, they have done a great job looking after the ball. 19 assists and only 5 turnovers, and that has translated to an extra 12 shots than in the Brisbane Bullets. So the possession game has been on point.
Samuel comes straight in, like he did in the first half.
It's a nice move, isn't it?
And he gets into the good position, so he doesn't have to make it too complicated once he gets it.
Is he from New Zealand?
Patterson disagrees with it. The play was called. Mojave King was above.
Yeah. He disagrees.
Foul, right?
Well, it looked like it to the first watch.
If you're jumping, you would want that foul. Let me just say that.
Of course. A well-executed play, too, from the Adelaide 36ers. Nice pass. Got that back pick, went up there. And there's no doubt that Patterson put a bit of body on him. Which he was meant to, by the way. He needed to, otherwise he was going to give up a dunk.
Mojave King, no good on the second. Kadee, in his first 5 threes, he hasn't hit one since.
He's got another one in.
He could get a chance, or at least to score a little floater, short. Back tap's good. The Krebs don't want to use much of the shot clock. It doesn't need to.
Really good start in this first minute of the fourth quarter by the Brisbane Bullets. 4 straight points.
Dufamai tries to split the defenders, couldn't get it to do. And Franks has a double-double now, 15 to 10. If they're going to count that as a rebound, if not, he'll probably get it anyway. Withers 1-on-1 and Krebs, who beat him to the spot. Referee said play on. And Todd Withers is able to get it to go. Krebs goes the other way.
That was always going to be a block.
Got exactly what he wanted, Copes. Here's the first one.
It's a play on.
It is a play on because he wasn't there, so if he's looking for a charge, he's not going to get it. So the only call's probably a block, which he definitely doesn't want. I think the right call was made. Or not.
I think if either one was a charge, I thought it was the one on the Bullets, but it was on Krebs. The other one was certainly a foul, but I'm happy for that to be a no call as well.
Well, we need to take the flop warning out of the game, because the referees should just let him go. Because if you want to flop,
you disadvantage your own team.
You're disadvantaged because the opposition player just scores. It'll take it out of the game organically.
I don't agree.
Really?
Well, because what ends up happening if you're allowing people to flop, then they flop more often, and then sometimes the referees get put in a position where they're going to call those. So I think we just need to get rid of it because it's bad play.
I don't get me wrong, it's a bad play. I'm not saying we should see flopping. I'm simply saying how do we get it out, because even though the flop warning is in the game, we're still seeing people flopping.
It's way less than what it was. And I agree with what you're saying and the mindset of that, but I think it's got so much better. And again, the more we talk about flopping, the more that people don't want to do it.
You're right. Do you have a flop, Coach?
Never. I took one charge in 17 years. One charge. I wasn't going to put this little skinny body in front of him.
That's a legit stat, is it? You took one charge.
One charge.
17
my whole career. One.
No way.
Okay, look it up.
Who ran over you? Who was it?
I can't remember because I was out. I didn't want to go back.
How many Ks he take?
Oh, you would have taken a few.
Yeah.
He's going to go.
I can't believe that's I can't believe he took one charge.
You asked that man. I'm telling you now, I was not going to put my body in there.
sometimes there's some accidental charges.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Franks turns, faces, scores over McCarron. And Brisbane are back in front. He's got 17, throw in 11 rebounds, another double-double. And the Bullets are back on top as we see the fourth quarter breakdown. 74-73.
Oh.
Momentum has swung straight back to the Brisbane Bullets. They had to come out of this fourth quarter. They came out of the third, or out of halftime into the third quarter, really lethargic. But they've brought this fourth quarter heat. One. 18 in the NBL to celebrate champion round. Head to champion website tonight or tomorrow. Copes, I know you're calling for his champion once. Sponsored you, but just head to the
Don't take that
website.
lightly. They were my champ. They were my sponsor. They were good.
25% off your champion order. Enter the code word NBL25. There you go, champion.com.au. Of course they were good.
I like what Duncan did there. He asked the players, "What do you want to run?" Because it gets them engaged. When they call their own plays, they know that they got to.
And they take ownership. They take ownership of what you want to be able to get done. But I also like the fact that he played Samuel. Hasn't got big stats, but he's made a difference in this game. A little bit the same way Harris did for Adelaide as well. But they're up 8 points in his 9 minutes so far of court time.
John Guanda is courtside. John, take it away.
I was going to say the same thing. Tane Samuel, he's not going to jump out at you when you look at the box score, but doing a great job offensively. Look at him and just the energy he's playing with. He's defensively doing a really good job battling inside with Daniel Johnson as well. And Brisbane's tying things up. They're keeping the ball out of DJ's hands.
Oh, that's going to count.
Basket count. No, he grabbed onto the rim. No, it counts. I can't make the determination. Jason, forget all that.
He said, "Jason, forget all of that, bro. You're going to take this call and you're going to deal with it."
I sort of understand what Jason's saying.
Yep.
Because he didn't shoot the shot. Like, he hung on the ring to make sure that he didn't have a nasty accident.
That's right. That's right.
But it's illegal to do that because of the up fake. Then Harris threw it up after he touched the ring.
After he touched it.
And he's got 2.
No, he's got 1.
Oh, he's got 1.
I'm assuming he's only
got 2 points.
He's got 2 points. He does, yes. 3-point play. Gets it to go. Seven for Harris, who's again been really good for this Adelaide outfit. Samuel, right idea. Just couldn't quite find Kadee in the back cut.
Good look. Nice look.
2-point lead. It was an 11-point lead in the second quarter for Brisbane. Adelaide took control early third quarter.
I'm going right inside the DJ. Just get it inside. Let him touch it. Go through him. Play through him.
He wants it. Samuel was physical, couldn't get it to him. Deck. Johnson keeps it alive to the hand of McCarron, who couldn't quite finish it. Big bodies flying everywhere. Mojave King's like, hang on. But I think the referee said, you got him, young fella. Let's have a look.
It's the right call.
Yep.
We've got ourselves a good one. Don't forget, Perth Wildcats, Melbourne United tomorrow night.
Ooh.
In Perth?
In Perth.
Who you got, Hammer?
I'm going Perth. They've got to bounce back. I wasn't overly impressed with United last night.
No.
Patterson, too big, too strong. We're tied at 76.
And you?
Both teams have lost 2 games in a row. You probably got to go with the home team. But I know Dean Bigham will have those guys fired up. So let's just hope we get a good game.
Patterson again. Kadee found him. Couldn't finish it on the left.
Now get DJ the ball. Let him touch it.
It's going to be on Samuel.
They need to go early, the Adelaide 36, and because Patterson was on the ground. Had a 5-on-4 opportunity, but didn't realise it at the start.
Samuel takes the seat after some really good minutes.
Here we go, here we go.
McCarron wants to take on Franks. Does exactly that and finishes it with the left.
And that is exactly why he can be frustrating at stages, because he's got all the skill to be able to go and do that and explore more often and contribute at the offensive end.
Great move.
Digba to reply. Same. Is able to get it to go as well. Finish with the left hand also. Tough. He's into double figures the next day. He has his last month. McCarron turned it down a layup. Doesn't turn it down the second time.
Thank you. Jeez. I was about to blow my top.
Yeah, getting animated there, Lenato.
Got a layup.
Kadee. After this, great pass inside. There's Daniel Johnson. Coach called for it. That's why.
There he goes. Get him the ball inside.
As he takes the bump, he's got 26.
He's a veteran. He knows how to score.
Harris, 7 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. McCarron bumps Digba out of court. 7, 6, and 6 for Harris.
He could have had 9 or 10 assists.
Absolutely.
Those passes early where
they missed a couple of gimmies.
Yeah, easy ones. He's been really impressive. That's what we're talking about. I don't think he picked up a game at the start of the year. He came in as a replacement. He's playing himself into a contract where multiple teams are going to see the value in someone like Harris.
And that's what you were saying. It's the last thing they see. Now, they see this straight away. They're thinking about, let's try to get this guy on our team.
Kadee. 3 is down.
We got another one in him.
Well, we hadn't seen it since the first quarter, a three-pointer. And now he's nailed his 6th for the game.
Here's Harris. All the way to the bucket, as easy as you like. Lays it in. Another great afternoon for Hiram Harris. 9 points now, 3 or 6 from the field. And it's Adelaide back in front. Patterson, that'll count!
Great take. They put him on the block a couple of possessions ago. He was able to get it done. That time he just read the defense. DJ on the pick and roll needed to be able to stay, take that commitment. Good finish from Patterson.
Good to see him fired up too, though. I mean, sometimes he goes through the game where he didn't look like he's interested, but now he got a chance to win this game. He's fired up, and that's a good thing.
The emotion on full show after he took the bump and just powered on through the contact. 3-point play is good. 2-point lead for Brisbane. 2:24 on the clock. Patterson's got 13.
Well, and his impact on this game, he's only got 2 rebounds. 13 points for a player of his standing. But this is the time, as we see, great take. Really good take. 3-point play now for Dufelmeyer.
Just straight down the middle. No one even looked at him.
I have no idea how that happens with just over 2 minutes to go with a tight ball game. But saying about Patterson, the game that he's had hasn't been great at all, but he's the sort of player that can stand up in this last couple of minutes and really take the game by the scruff of the neck and finish strong.
All tied up at 86. Kadee. Got it! Three-pointer number 7, that lead. It's that 3 points. He's got 26.
You call it, coach?
Yes, man. I told you. This guy's going.
That's what shooters do. You make one, there's another one following.
Harris, that'll be a block. Tigba tried to step into it.
Crowd not happy. Sort of seeing that one on replay.
And this is why I hate when coaches use their challenge so early in the game.
Yeah.
You know?
They've already got burgers, haven't they?
They have not.
They haven't?
I don't believe so.
I reckon they're well and truly on the way to burgers now.
Well, wasn't it? No, it might have been. They might have. Let me just check my stats.
I thought they had burgers, but
Didn't matter anyway.
No, it was in the Tassie-Sydney game.
Yeah.
right.
2-point lead. Bullets on top. Here's Lamar Patterson, met by Sunday Dedge.
Now Lamar needs to go to that box because there's no way Sunday, as good a defensive player as Sunday is, you can't guard Lamar in the box.
Block on Dufelmeyer.
Well, I think, too, you need to get him in a pick and roll with Jason Kadee. The way Jason's shooting the ball and try and get the defense to be able to switch and then get into the block is that next option, and that's the right call.
Yeah. No one wants to take that hit solidly. They put their arm in there and their shoulder in there. I wouldn't either. That's a truck
from experience.
I'm just saying. I know what he's going through.
If you're just joining us, 30 years today, Leonard Copeland made his debut, and a plethora of points, and rebounds, and assists, and trash talk, and
no charge.
high-flying dunks. One charge.
One charge throughout my career, not the first game.
I cannot believe this. Now they're going to challenge it.
They don't need to challenge it.
No way.
No.
See, even though you say there's 2 minutes to go, you can't take your challenge with you. Don't waste it there because you might need it.
We might have overtime
in the game.
That's right.
You don't throw a haymaker there with no chance.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. Dropping foul on number 1. 2 shots to Patterson.
And you lose a timeout.
Lose a timeout. That's the wrong. Yeah.
With the technology we got now, the assistant coach is sitting behind, and they're watching the replays of it. You got to make decisions real quick. What's your chances? And then you got to, as a head coach, you got to trust your assistant and your players, because the amount of times the players go, yeah, replay. Like, mate, give me something.
That's right.
You can buy yourself 10 or 15 seconds talking to the referee while the assistant coach.
Yes.
Nah, CJ, leave it. So there was definitely a miscommunication there, because
And then
that wasn't even a 50-50 call.
Well, then you got to have your strategies right too, where you don't feel like you're rushed to make it because you look at the clock, minute 30. You got to understand that's still valuable, this minute 30.
Yeah.
That's right.
In fact, you could argue it's almost more valuable in the last minute than it is any other minute in the gap.
No doubt.
Lamar Patterson, the benefactor, and misses the second. The lead is 3. 90 seconds to go. Harris.
Good poise.
Jeez.
Job, young fella.
Young fella's going to get a job next year. That's what's going to happen. Young fella's going to be playing with somebody.
12 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 1 point lead. Kadee. Digba, the next star, wants to take on McCarron.
Now, you don't think you hit him? Problem is,
got him. So that's not getting overturned. If they had one to be able to challenge, but good take.
It is the step he has taken in the last, feels like 3 weeks, not just from a basketball player perspective, but his confidence.
well, I think it's because he's getting more minutes.
Yeah,
Obviously.
well, obviously. But he's obviously earned more minutes. I know Sophie going out has given a little bit too, but he's earned minutes to be able to be put in these situations.
And you're right, Cam. Sometimes that starts at practice. Like you see somebody really advancing at practice, you're like, we're going to throw them in. And then because they've trained well, then they start playing well. That's how it all starts, the cycle. He's taken that and played some really good basketball tonight.
3-point lead. He's got 13. McCarron. Daniel Johnson went low and Samuel just wrapped him up.
That's just a veteran.
They're in the bonus.
That is a veteran playing against somebody that wants to use their physicality, but DJ is one of the best at being able to tangle you up, particularly when you're in the wrong spot. Exaggerate the contact and get himself to the line like he should.
Some good minutes tonight for that young man. He's fouled out with 5 fouls. Just under 12 minutes tonight.
We have seen some close games over the last 2 days. Some good games.
Yeah. That means playoff time is amongst us. These guys are fighting for livelihood and positions and fans and everything.
1-point lead. You see the shot and game differential at around 17 seconds. Here's Patterson. Kadee, 7 threes on the night, been huge. Digba. Shot clock's down to 3. Lamar's got to get to work. And now, over Detch. Here we go. Shot clock is off. Adelaide with a chance to pitch it on the road.
Wow. DJ in the block, Combs.
Put him in the box.
And Kadee. Almost.
That hit the referee?
It did, but I think the referee was out of call. We'll have to look at it again.
Have Adelaide got timeouts? They lost a timeout with that.
Now they're going to put 6.7 on the clock.
They mustn't. There's no timeout coming. Good hands by Kadee.
Well, maybe actually had the referee not been there, he might be able to sneak it back in
potentially.
It is a big if.
Yep, no timeouts. So they're going to have to go with it. They'll have something, a go-to for this at this stage of the game. You would like to see DJ with McCarron with some sort of cross screen here to get DJ straight in the block with the out of bounds. Shooters spread everywhere. Give him an opportunity because he only needs to draw a foul.
That's right.
Cribbs in for Patterson. 6.7 Sunday Detch to inbound. McCarron. Harris for the win. No good. Detch runs it down and wouldn't have counted. Well, it's gone in. It's going to be late. There is some confusion.